Hello, hello, and happy shopping Friday. You may see some kiddos running around in the background because that's just how today is going to go. We're very chill over here. I am here with a client of mine, Kristen, who's absolutely amazing, and her transformation just keeps getting better and better. And
Thank
we've
you.
just been coming on here with some of my previous clients because people really need to know that I'm not just like BSing and talking about these people like from nowhere. So, for those of you that don't know me, I am Leslie Urbis. I am a dietitian, and I use a combination of nutrition, neuroscience, and psychology to help you succeed at losing weight without the extra tasks, without making things difficult, allowing you to step in the ease and flow of your life. So, Kristen and I today are going to talk a little bit about that. And I just wanted to share a little bit about her journey. So I'm just going to ask Kristen to share a little bit now about what her life was like before she started working with me versus now. So, Kristen, I'm going to let you go ahead and step in.
All right. So before I started working with Leslie, I was one of those constant roller coaster dieters. And actually, before I really started losing weight and working with her, I went on a massive crash course and went down to eating probably like 1,500 calories a day. It was 2 shakes, a small snack in the morning, small snack at night, and one meal a day. And I was in the gym 3, 4 times a day. Cardio all the time, 2, 3 spin classes, lifting weights. And it led me to losing 100 pounds, but I felt like garbage doing it. I was very weak. I was tired all the time. Yes, I'd lost the weight. People were complimenting me, but I was actually starting to get cranky because I was just doing way too much. So then I met up with Leslie, and she increased my calories tremendously. We went from 1,500 to 2,800 a day to 1 to 2 workouts a day, just because that's what I need. In the morning, I lift weights to make me feel happy and to get me through my day. And then at night is when I usually do my cardio session, just because it tires me out and it helps me sleep better at night. I was getting 2, 3 hours of sleep before. Now I'm 6, 7 hours. If I don't get that, I am cranky. So I've increased my sleep habits. I've increased my food intake. I'm now actually eating 3 good meals a day, not 2 shakes in a meal. So a lot has changed with Leslie. I'm eating food. I no longer have the stress of figuring out what to eat, when to eat it. When I want food, I eat it. I don't count my calories necessarily anymore. She helped me figure out how to do that, and now I don't need to anymore. I don't portion control anymore. I eat what I want, and I feel amazing. I'm happy all the time. I go on vacations, and I love to eat food. I don't worry about what the scale tells me at the end of it, which is nice. I haven't been on a scale probably in 2 months now. I have 5 pounds left for my goal weight, which is great. And it was just a dream before, and now I'm actually seeing it there. So I'm very happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I really like this scale piece and the piece of like your laundry list, right? So you went from a laundry list, got to work out, got to do this, got to plan this, got to portion control this, have to follow this. I've got my 2 shakes, my meal, my snack, and that was what you had to live by, and that's how people view dieting is that here's my laundry list. When I complete it, check mark, my weight will get lost. But
Yep.
it takes away our essence of being a person. Like there's no freedom, there's no fun. It's just more massive guilt and shame. Oh, you didn't do it today. So then you guilt yourself and you feel worse about yourself. And then the scale goes up, right? And you assume it's from what you ate, but instead it's really from the shame and guilt and how bad you feel about yourself inside, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. It sounds like there's a lot of life now in your days,
Yes. I'm a teacher, so we cook every Friday because I have a special ed class. And so the year and a half where I wasn't working with you, we would cook the stuff, and I would literally just watch my kids eat it, and they would ask me to, and I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm all right. I don't have to eat it. Don't have to try it or whatever. And now when they ask me, or if we celebrate a birthday, I no longer just take one bite of that cupcake. I actually enjoy the birthday with them. I enjoy the treats that we make in class together. So, which is wonderful. It actually makes the kids a lot happier too, just knowing that I helped make it. It's their birthday and we're going to celebrate it together. I no longer have to say, no, it doesn't go with what Miss Corman can eat today, or no, I'm just not feeling it today, or that's too much sugar. Like, I don't have to worry about that with my kids, which also makes them happy. It's not just me being happy. They're happier too. So it was a big change.
Yeah, I think that's a really good key there too. And not just from like the teacher perspective, but a parent perspective, right? How much of your life are you missing because you're saying to your kid, I can't eat that, or I can't do that. Moms don't think twice about that, or teachers don't think twice about that. We don't think about what it's actually doing to the kid, but the kid is then being programmed. Okay, so at one point I won't eat that, or there is too much sugar in that. So if there is, why does she not eat it, but I eat it, right? And so there becomes all these other lessons that they're learning because they watch what we do. They don't listen to what we say because they have no clue, right? They watch what we do. And so that's when, like, I can't tell you the number of moms that they don't feel like they're putting the pressure on their kids, but restrict, do this, do that. I can't. And so once they step into that role later on in life, they get that. So that's awesome. Congratulations. This just sounds very like fun and light.
Yes.
And I can feel it from you too. Very fun and light and more happy. So that's awesome. Well, thank you for that. I really believe that there's a lot of people out there that are going to resonate with that for sure. So with that, when somebody's resonating with you, maybe they've listened to you and they're like, yeah, of course. Well, of course you can do it, or they have an excuse of like, it's probably too expensive, or it's not for me. If somebody were to come to you and say that about this program, what would you say in return to them if they came and just said, well, why her, or how did you do it? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, why Leslie? When I set up my free call with her, she wasn't pushy. I had talked to people before and they really were like, okay, I need an answer at the end of this. Leslie kind of just let me think about it. She really listened to what I had to say. So we were talking about the fact that I was at the gym so much and I was always working out. And she's like, that's too much. And although she congratulated me on my 100-pound loss or whatever, she still was like, that's not the way to do it. Because once you are tired at the gym or you get bored with being on 2-3 hours of sleep, you're going to not necessarily gain it all back, but you're not going to have that full potential and you will continue that roller coaster. So she really listened to like what I had done in the past, where I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. And then when it came to the money aspect, she really worked with me too. Cause obviously teachers don't make a lot of money. We struggle, and I own my house by myself. I have a car, I have student loans. Like I have all those same important bills that everybody else does. She worked up a plan that I could afford. So we split it up monthly. And then she really worked with me until I knew when I could definitely pay for it and stuff. And the biggest thing is I had to go and ask my family for some help with it. They knew I was on this journey and they could tell. They were the ones that were really like, you are doing too much. You're going to wear yourself out. So when I talked to my mom and dad about it, they helped me a little bit. They helped give me some money. I've paid them back now, but it really, in the long run, it saves money, because what are you going to keep doing? You're going to keep dieting, trying all this stuff, the supplements, the amount of money I spent on all that Arbonne shakes for me to have twice a day. In the end, I buy 1 or 2 bags every 6 months just because I do like the taste of the shakes. So, if I need a supplement, or if, especially in the summertime when it's too hot, but I don't just eat the powder in the water. I actually turn it into a meal. I add veggies and fruit to it now. So again, in the end, all that money being spent on all the supplements, all the pills, all that stuff evens out. So just think about it like that. Make yourself a list. How much are you spending on what you are doing, the diet you're choosing, Weight Watchers, how many points you get or whatever, versus how much Leslie is going to charge you. Weigh it out and see it. Honestly, it's cheaper to go with you in the long run, which is great. I've saved myself a lot of money. Yes. And people, real life people that actually resonate with you and work through it. We get these calls with you and you're there and you're supporting us in the groups. So it's much better to have real life people versus the computer screen of nobody there. It's just the automated, so that's really what helped me too, is all the one-on-ones, the group calls, stuff like that. Just the accountability aspect.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. That's great. I think you touched on something there. It's not even, as people try to correlate like money and things like that, the question is, how much life do you want to have in your years,
Yes.
so yeah, that's a really good point. And I do explain that as well, how much are you spending on supplements, how many doctor's appointments are you going to need, how many more times do you want to hear you need to lose weight, how much is your mental sanity to you, how much guilt and shame do you want to have in your
Yes.
life, so I'm very clear with that as well. So that's awesome. Well, thank you for that. I'm sure people will totally resonate, and I'm sure if you guys have any questions, if you comment below on the video, or if you're in the Food Emotion Code group, I'm sure Kirsten would love for you just to reach out and ask questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So feel free. Outside of that, if you guys watch this, thank you. Please drop hashtag live, hashtag replay, whatever you want to drop for me there. And feel free to congratulate Kirsten for 5 pounds from her goal. And we know she's going to make it there with ease. And outside of that, I will catch you guys on the next live. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.